been staying over. Fucked her so long, I'm finally sober. To the edge, I've been drawing closer. Lately I'm alone, a stoner, a loser. Yeah, I'm fucking closer, alone, life for no one. Love to act so talented, reality you've got none. I don't like to talk much, I'm honest, you just crave attention, that clown like a dog shit. Yeah, I really wanna fade away. Nothing really matters in the end when we fade again. Fade away, all that I will awake. I just wanna find a way to make you stay, I just wanna levitate, don't hesitate to make you wait. I just wanna fuck you till my bones and blood disintegrate. I just wanna touch you, feel your body right next to me. I just wanna love you, wanna fuck you, wanna levitate. Levitate, I'll levitate. No matter what, like this, I just control my way. I'll levitate, all damn night I'll stay awake. Still my fucking guts and everything I've got all on the page. Lost my best friend, fuck that, it's over. So many moments, never found their closure. Alone, lazy fucking stoner. Lately I've been thinking this was destined to be over. Yeah, fucking pussy, so sick listening to groaning. About damn time you man up to mistakes, about time you own them. I've been feeling lonesome, alone, and so homesick. Driving home, reflecting past 3 months, that shit was toxic. Yeah, I'll levitate. No matter what, like this, I just control my You know I miss the cold, I am the summertime. I am the king of wasting time, and I feel bad about it. Lately I don't feel blue, no longer turning blue. Beautiful flower, I bloom, found my way out of my tomb. Never could have guessed that the worst things I have ever faced will leave me standing tall today. My spirit is sick. Never could have guessed that the first time that I saw her face, I would wake up at her place. The goddamn smile on my face, like man doing good. Not likely that I'll ever get my shit together. Half my life I felt like I was under the weather. All my future endeavors I fall from dog. Getting fucked up in the train tracks, never wanna take those days back. I know I was young, I was living my life like a goddamn idiot. Started shit and we finished it, at least I lived my life with style. I no longer feel so I feel a fire again, I feel a spark inside my heart, I feel alive again. I feel a fire again, I feel a spark inside my heart, I feel alive again. I feel the fire it burns.
Yo, happy Friday, everybody. How we doing? Um, Kind of a dump across the asset board with CPI. Pretty much figured CPI was going to be awful, or they're still lying to us. I still feel like they're not telling the full truth here because gas has gone up 25% 1 week. I tweeted earlier like groceries are up over 50% in the last 6 months, and then building materials are up like 3 to 4x over the last year. So honestly, still feel like I'm being lied to with CPI. I think it's well above 20 or 30% at this point. However, everything pretty much dumped. Pretty much thought it would. I took a shot at an Ethereum swing long this morning. Unfortunately, it didn't play out the way I wanted it to, which is okay. I'm just going to talk about it real quick just because like it's really funny. People are like, "Oh, you're just an idiot. You should have made that trade." It's like, maybe, but if it pumped at all, it was going to probably go back up to 2,200, and the risk reward was immense. But yeah, I saw some signals. Told my people, the students and the analysis people, there were some bullish divergences here. There still are, although we have broken this daily area. It looks like over here this was support, and over here was support. Now we're pretty much well below it. It looks pretty ugly, at least for Ethereum. Like I would very much think that 1400's next. If we just do a quick like zoom out on the weekly, there really isn't any support until about 1400, which I believe is about a 20% drop. Yeah, about 20%. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's kind of weird. Like Ethereum's dropping. A lot of the altcoins have lost major support. But Bitcoin, like, still within this range, still not seeing a lot of volume on this dump. It really weird to me how stocks are down more than Bitcoin is today. I haven't seen that in a very, very long time. I don't think I've seen that at all, honestly. That or I just didn't pay attention. Here we go. Another pump. Yeah, lots of low volume. I kind of pointed this out, or at least to my students, and tried to point it out on Twitter. We have very, very low volume being sold here. I don't think this is a breakdown yet with Bitcoin. However, alts are clearly getting absolutely enough. So I would really, unless you're shorting alts, I'd kind of stay away. We're also approaching a weekend, and for the last, every weekend since November, we've had these like scammy pumps that make no sense. They just go up with low volume. We had obviously the Memorial Day or Memorial Weekend pump here, which had extremely low volume. It made no sense. But again, just still ping-ponging between this range. Ultimately haven't broken that range yet. Roman, can't wait for the day when you say that the bottom is in. Yeah, me too. I can't wait. No one ever really knows when the bottom's in, but you can. No one knows when the bottom's in, but I'll know when I'm close, and we're not even close. I'm saving up for some chicken wings. Yeah, dude, chicken wings are up. Ridiculous, freaking crazy, crazy how much everything's up. But yeah, so far, Bitcoin kind of back above this interim support. I'm actually going to remove it because it clearly didn't matter on the 4-hour that we broke down because now we're back above it. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next couple hours. I'm ultimately just waiting for a pattern. Like I said, we had really, really low volume on this dump comparatively to the other days here. We actually have lower selling volume than some of these other touches over here. So ultimately, I don't think we're ready to break down unless we just dump like a mother tonight. And yeah, let's get into some TA on stocks, shall we? So S&P 500 again, kind of been talking about this retest and breakdown. Ultimately, we figured this is going to happen. We have a head and shoulders with a breakdown and retest. Ultimately looking to hit this area here, this little blue line at about 29,720, 29,700, which is our next support level. I think if we hit that, we'll probably have a nice relief bounce, something like this. If we just knife through it, then it's going to be an ugly rest of the summer. But honestly, this is not a double bottom. This is a retest and further continuation of the downtrend that is already happening. We also have fundamentals that confirm that. Unless you live under a rock, you know that CPI came out the worst that it's ever been in 40 years. If I'm going to be honest, I think it's even worse than that. There's nothing they can do other than put the economy in recession to fix it at this point. So recession is either happening right now or we're going into one. Whichever your opinion is, mine is I think we're already in one. So S&P, kind of same thing. We have this head and shoulders breakdown, retest perfectly on this support line. I think I originally said up to the blue line, but now we have the orange line acting as the true prior support or newfound resistance level. Looking to, again, hit this blue level down here somewhere around the 36 to 3,500 area. NASDAQ, again, same kind of thing. We have the head and shoulders breakdown. We do have a retest. I'm going to adjust this line just for more accuracy. Ultimately, we weren't too far off, but just for future accuracy, we have ultimately a retest and a further breakdown. Total. This is where things get really, really interesting. So our total chart actually broke this purple line again today. I think it's slightly below it. This is a sign that capitulation is going to happen. If you guys don't know, total is all of cryptocurrency. And like I said earlier, most altcoins are below their daily support lines. The daily support that basically if they don't hold it here, they're going to drop another 30-40%. Again, I am very much expecting this level to be hit down here, the 777 billion. It all depends on when Bitcoin loses that 28.6 level. Total 2, real quick. Yeah, this is Ethereum and altcoins. Looks like we have not broken this level. However, we have made several lower closes. So either we have two options. Either we are below the support and we might retest it and continue dropping, or we haven't broken it yet, which could happen soon. Total 3 looks just about the same. Don't want to waste too much time here, but total 3 looking like the same as total 2. Either we've broken down already and we're kind of in that phase of maybe a slight consolidation before the further breakdown, but honestly, I am expecting like 183, maybe 323 to get hit, but honestly, 183 looks like much stronger support. Plus, knowing altcoins are going to drop another like 90% from where they are. Maybe many months, but same here. Yep. We still no. I got stopped out of Ethereum at like 1703 or something like that. I was long at like 1727, stopped out at 1703. In my opinion, it was a great trade. I mean, even though I lost on it, the risk management was really good. 1727 that's 22. 1727 to 1703 is about a 1.39% loss. However, I was only in with like 25%. I lost like 0.2% of my portfolio. And again, I thought it was a great opportunity. If it broke down, then we're going to see 1400. If it doesn't break down, then situation I deal with. All right, we're good. Yeah, sorry about that. So, ultimately, I was like, I saw some divergences here in RSI, divergences MACD, and ultimately, like, we have lower volume with candles going lower, making lower closes. We saw that last July with Bitcoin, and when I saw that, I longed and ended up paying off a bunch. Unfortunately, now I got stopped out, but it's okay. Small loss. We can take those. Please announce when you'll start to DCA. I'm only announcing when I DCA to all of the patrons. Quick question. What about the 200 MA? Dave the Wave considers at the bottom. Yeah, anyone who says that the bottom is a certain price has no idea what they're doing. Guys, we are about to go through a very, very harsh recession. Okay, the 200 moving average isn't going to act as support if they continue raising interest rates, if people are losing money, if things are unaffordable. Like, we have the highest inflation in 40 years. We have some of the worst we're going to have some of the worst economic conditions for quite some time. And this notion that things are just going to change, like we're going to hit the 200 moving average and things are going to change. Guys, the last couple of cycles bottomed at the 200 moving average because we were still in ultimately an asset bull market. You look at the macro scheme of things, we were in a bull market for 13 years, the entire existence of Bitcoin. Now we are in a bear market. We are going to see recession, things that Bitcoin has never seen before. Has Bitcoin itself been through a cycle bear market? Yes, but macro-wise, it's always been in a bull market. It's only gone up. If you look at a monthly, I mean, essentially, Bitcoin's only gone up its entire existence. Put it in log even, just for more clarity. I mean, we've essentially just had a multi-year correction, correction here. We had the COVID crash, which sucked, but honestly, we've just been going up. And I know this isn't the whole of Bitcoin's existence, but here you go. I mean, these are just big corrections. And now we're about to go through some economic situations that Bitcoin has never seen before. So these prior areas where Bitcoin may have found support in the past, like the cycle bottoms and this and that all gets, I don't want to say gets thrown out the window, but even I for a while was like, oh yeah, we're gonna bottom at the 200 moving average, whatever. It's gonna be the best entry ever. It's right in everyone's face. Let me even pull it up. Oh, it isn't. I don't know where it went. I don't know where my line went. Really weird. Don't know why my 200 isn't showing up. Must be some kind of bug in TradingView right now. But essentially, my 200 was right around. Oh wait, is it blue now? Oh, it should be white. Why is this MA50 MA200 should be white? Yeah, don't know why that's not coming up. That's really weird. But I'll look into it later. But essentially, the 200's at like 22K. Again, I don't think the bottom is 22K. At this point, things are looking really bad, and the economy hasn't even reflected the economic conditions we're about to be in. DXY, extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. I mean, ultimately, we talked Wednesday, this could move sideways and then break up. We still have some time to catch up with our diagonal here, but again, this is a very, very bullish setup. We're looking to retest 105. If we reject it again, we'll probably come down a little bit, but ultimately I think we're going to 110, possibly even higher. And again, I'm not expecting the DXY to stop its rampage anytime soon. Daily RSI is at 42 on Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree with you. Share my trading journey? Maybe at the end. Weird question, but could crypto never bounce again? I mean, it'll lose interest and won't ever come back to meet those marks. I mean, there's always a possibility that Bitcoin could just never go back to 60K ever again. But if you think about it, if Bitcoin never goes up in value ever again, all of crypto fails. I would argue that ultimately, as long as people are interested in it, it will continue to go higher. But if people, if the US bans crypto or, something crazy happens like that, then yeah, you could make this argument that Bitcoin will never, ever go anywhere. But we know that multiple large institutions, multiple, billionaires, millionaires, everyone's accumulating Bitcoin. So ultimately, I don't think it's going to go away. I think it will always increase in value. There's only so many. So that's just, my opinion. But USDT.D still looking really bullish, still kind of in this price discovery. As long as this stays in price discovery, crypto will continue to go down. So, all right, let's get into Bitcoin. So I kind of talked briefly earlier. I don't think we're ready to break down yet. We have still pretty low volume. Unless volume comes in the next 2 hours, I'm not too confident on a breakdown. Ultimately, 28.6 is the area we need to lose and close under for a breakdown. And everyone's kind of like, the thing that I don't understand is like everyone is super bearish and expecting lower prices. So, and I'll give you guys this example. When Russia invaded the Ukraine, which I believe was this wick right here, if you didn't know, but on the news for several months, they have been talking about Russia going into the Ukraine or trying to invade. Putin warning. So there was a lot of, everyone knew it was going to happen, and they set it up as a short squeeze event. Now the difference here is no one really knew the CPI data. We knew it was going to be bad, but we didn't know how bad. Everyone knows that gas is going up. Everyone knows that prices of everything are going up. However, even in this scenario, we had very, very low volume going down to this support. We have very, very low volume going down to support again. It would not surprise me if we came back up to here again. I'm serious. I know that sounds ridiculous, and we all want it to break down. We know it's going to break down. But if you're a market maker, if you're an exchange, if you're trying to make money, the amount of shorts that have piled in at lows here is unbelievable. And it's unbelievably high. So those liquidations are literally free money right now. And if you ever want to know if there is a true breakdown, which I know a lot of people have, this diagonal as their breakdown line, which could be very possible, but at the same time, I pay attention to these horizontal lines much more than the diagonal. They mean a lot more to me than this diagonal line, because this diagonal line could be drawn in several different places. It could be drawn here, could be drawn here, could be drawn here. You could even put it here because it falls in line with that horizontal. But honestly, we don't have the volume that confirms the breakdown yet. We actually have lower volume than some of these other tests, especially like this test here, this test here. We need to see a larger volume candle to call it an official breakdown. I'm surprised Bitcoin's still above 29K. Maybe a relief rally still in play. Yeah, a relief rally could very well still be in play. Not going to doubt that. Yeah, and I do think Bitcoin will continue to survive because we've clearly seen that people are interested in crypto, whether they just want to trade it or use it. Blockchain technology is, in my opinion, it's going to change everything if we actually use it and stop just, speculating about it. I think, you look at our medical system in the U.S. If you use blockchain technology to basically put everyone's medical records like in one database, you could have like everyone gets like a code or whatever, and whenever you show up at a hospital, you just put in the code instead of having to fill out like the monumental amount of paperwork you have to fill out every time you go to a hospital or a doctor's office. Or if you're in like a life or death situation, they just like put in your code and they know everything you're allergic to, everything that your body can handle, your height, weight, everything, any underlying health conditions. I think that would save a lot more people's lives. This year, are you saying the bottom will be in? Guys, I'm not a genie. I have no idea when the bottom will be in. But looking at the 4-hour again, we saw these volume spikes, but could not get below this horizontal. We're already seeing a bounce kind of forming here. Again, for the last all of the weekends since November, we've had a scam pump on the weekend, and it immediately gets reverted. So if I'm going to be honest, I think we do go back to 32, maybe 30 even, and then continue our rampage down. Nothing on the daily looks like it's about to reverse. And the only chart that looked moderately bullish to me was Ethereum. Unfortunately, Bitcoin kind of ruined that trade for me. It just kept continuing to go down. But yeah, there's nothing here that says up or anything that says reversal to me. RSI is reset. MACD is now looking to roll over. Volume's been going down as we've been trending sideways here. It just looks like we're going to continue this consolidation, ultimately continuing the downtrend and rolling over, hitting this area eventually at 19.9, 19.7. Yeah, but no one uses them, yes, sir. Like, no one uses them. Like, at least in the U.S., like, our medical system sucks. Like, no one uses anything like that. No one's trying to use anything like that. It kind of sucks because you have all of this you have all this potential to do better and no one's doing better. Yeah, I mean, that's another good point. They're going to try and make us lose interest so they can try to buy the bottom before you do. So I'd recommend, if you're not a trader and you want to buy at lower prices, just check once a week, maybe like 2 or 3 times a month. You don't need to be looking at this market every single day. You really don't. There's just no reason to do that. You're wasting your time. If you're a trader, then yeah, you need to check daily. You've got to know if something's reversing. You've got to, maybe check every couple hours, depending on the trader you are. But if you're a long-term investor in this market, if you're trying to catch lower prices, catch a close bottom, I would say start DCAing after we lose this level. This level is technically our capitulation level. If I just draw like a quick line across, you can see we've bounced several times in this like 29 to 30K area. So ultimately you lose this support level and things get ugly fast. I definitely know how much the system sucks there. Yeah, it's I mean just our system. It's horrible. It's inefficient. It's it's expensive as shit. It's I mean, there's just too much. They could change it, but they won't because they make so much money being inefficient and essentially cost inefficient, time inefficient, everything. Just our medical system sucks. I mean, we have great medical care. If you have, you need a surgery or you need to see a doctor, like we do have great doctors here, but man, they're just something else. But real quick, since there's a lot of people in chat right now, for those of you that don't know and didn't hear the announcement on Twitter, I am live streaming with Inso Crypto this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Looking forward to that. He does a lot of net flow analysis where I do a lot of just technical analysis. I think putting the two analysis together will be really, really valuable. Usually when both of us agree on one thing, so if my TA is pointing bearish, his net flow is pointing bearish, usually that's where the market goes. I don't want to say all the time because I'm sure there have been instances where it hasn't, but we have both kind of been calling all of these drops and when the big drops are going to happen. And I'm very excited to have him on. I know a lot of people in my Discord also follow Inspo, also look at his analysis, so I think it'll be great to have him on. Again, that's 2 p.m. this Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. Let's look at like a 1 hour real quick, just to look even further. Excuse me. Oh, I hate when I have to sneeze and then it goes away. That's always the worst. But yeah, even here, I mean, it just kind of looks like we're retesting this area of support. I mean, it could be all the way up to here at 39.69. We might go up a little bit higher here and then come back down. I mean, ultimately, you need to do something like this if you want to have a reversal anyways. So, plus, very, very oversold here. Again, low volume even too. So this is just a little bounce. If you're in a short or you shorted this breakdown, I would put your short maybe like 29.4, 29.5, depending on your risk, of course. But we're probably going to retest this 29.376 area again. But let's look at dominance. Dominance looking still very, very bullish. Someone had asked me if dominance was starting to show signs of reversals, and actually it just showed a reversal upwards. So I would imagine that we continue on our rampage up. Altcoins are obviously going to take the worst of it. I'd imagine that most altcoins drop another 90% from where they are. If you don't believe me, look at the 2018 bear market. I think this bear market's going to be way worse. We have people already calling for bottoms, people calling for like bottom targets. Like, guys, all of these bottom targets, throw them out the window. You're in a completely different environment than we were in 4 years ago. What's the loud beep? It's one of my alerts. I wanted to short the breakdown, so like 29 to 35 was where my retest alert was, so that's why I shorted it. Yes, if we lose 28.6 and close below, we should go south. Oh, did CME already close south? Wow. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we just dumped tonight. USTD dominance has double top on hour 4. Yeah, but on the daily, it just looks like consolidation. So I don't really care what a 4-hour looks like when the daily's showing bullish consolidation. But yeah, Ethereum. Back to the Ethereum. Unfortunately, I got not wrecked. It took a small loss this morning. Thought this support would hold because I saw the low volume on Bitcoin's dump. I saw the low. I mean, we have very low volume on Ethereum's dump. But looks like CPI is just going to take us down. For those of you that don't know, this is like Ethereum's final support before we nuke all the way down to 1400. 1400 falls in line with the previous all-time high, and then there's some conjunction with this over here. You have this. So ultimately, I'm very confident 1400 is going to get hit. You can short that at your own will. I'm probably not going to short it because I'm going on a vacation soon. I don't really want to be in a big altcoin trade if I don't need to be. Plus, if Bitcoin does scam back up, obviously Ethereum's going to scam back up, probably hit that diagonal, and then go further to the downside. But again, looks like Ethereum lost this daily support. If anyone took that Ethereum long with me this morning, sorry about that. Just reevaluate. Hopefully your risk was well managed. Ethereum to Bitcoin. This is where things kind of get uglier for alts. I mean, ultimately, I said we might have a bounce if we hold 0.055. We have a head and shoulders, a breakdown. We should see a bounce and maybe a retest before continuation. Going to leave this line here and see if it happens. But for now, definitely a very bearish scenario at play. What RSI do I use? Just normal RSI. Are you a Lenovo guy? I like Lenovo, I guess. So if we hear a loud siren, we lost support. No, we're retesting support. I can turn it off. I already put my short in, so I'll just get rid of it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'd like to see 28.6 lost tonight. It would make sense. A lot of altcoins lost support. I've seen several large dumps on Friday nights. Looks like the 4 hours even still isn't even oversold at all. 1 hour's back into that not oversold territory. Like I said, we got 2 hours or an hour and 45 until daily close. You want the daily to close below 28.6. So if you want this to not bounce this weekend, we need to get under 28.6. We need to get even under like 28.2. So we need to see some dumpage here. We need to see a 2 or 3% dump for sure. All right, guys. Just kind of a quick Friday stream. I don't really have much more. I would say, prepare for the worst right now. The CPI was pretty horrible today. I've been warning for quite some time. People still don't believe we're in a recession, so they can do what they want with that information. But as always, guys, please just manage your risk. Don't go into trades blindly. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose as well. Some of you might need money to get by over the next couple of years, and I highly recommend don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose. I'd hate to see people trying to get rich quick when they could have used that money to buy more food or help their family out or help someone else out. So with that said, if you are looking to trade, please use BitGet. I've reached out to BitGet and asked them for a 15% fee reduction. If you use my links, you'll get the 15% fee reduction. That is specific to me only. And with all that said, guys, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.